gold could be headed for a massive drop, and the same thing with the euro and the pound. So in today's video, I'm going to show you one level I'm watching on gold that could trigger a setup over the coming days, and also a EURUSD trade that I have on right now and why I took that trade. So my name is Justin Bennett, full-time trader and founder of Daily Price Action. As always, all of this is my opinion only and not financial advice. So let's start here with gold, XAUUSD. I know that a lot of people think about gold as this market has to move higher when we are dealing with times of uncertainty like we are right now, specifically with the Middle East. But look, back here, this market in a lot of ways was actually front run going into all of this that we've seen. So this back here, we had this massive run up, back here in late 2025, going into 2026. And then since this time, we've had the market pulling back with lower highs and lower lows. So one thing that I talked about over the weekend in the SMC Outlook video is that the fact that we did take out this low back here and we closed below here, this was acceptance below. So if this was going to be a case where gold was likely to put in, a low down here or a higher low and just target these highs up here, what I would have wanted to see is at a minimum, the market wick below here and hold above. But really what we would have had to see, or at least I would have had to see, is back here, the market put in a higher low, right, to trigger the move back here toward the highs. So in my opinion, based on this market structure as of right now, the fact that we took out the low back here, this does not, in my opinion, point to a bullish market, at least not right now. Now, another thing to consider here is that we do have an imbalance following this drop back here. So on this drop, you can see we did have a relatively aggressive move higher out of here. And this back here is an imbalance. So if we look at this on the 1 hour time frame, and come back here, what you'll notice is that we do have this imbalance below this low right here. So even this lower wick from this 1 hour candle, this down here is an imbalance. So what happens through here is that you have what's called an inefficient auction. An efficient auction is an auction where buyers and sellers have ample time to get into the market. And when you have a case like this where the market moves aggressively off of the lows, you don't have that efficient auction taking place. And so markets will often return to areas like this to facilitate that efficient auction. So that's what I'm looking at right now. We have this inefficiency down here. The question though is, you can see here that we had this change of character or potential change of character up here because we never got the move down here into discount, right? So this is now a potential change of character. And so far, if you'll notice, all we're doing here is carving higher highs and higher lows. So as of right now, as of this video, there is no short setup on gold. I want to be very clear about that. That as of right now, this is really just a sideways market. You can see that off of this high right up here, we didn't take it out on this candle. However, we did close above over here. So what this means for gold, and let me adjust this here so it's right off of this high up here. So what this means for gold is the external low right now, or protected low for gold. And I say protected low because technically this is an internal BOS to that overall structure we just looked at, So this right here is your BOS, which means that this low right down here is going to be the protected low. And what that means is that if this uptrend, that we've seen here over the past couple of weeks, if this is going to stay healthy and the market is going to form another higher low and just continue higher, then this is the low down here that needs to hold. Any close below this on the 1 hour time frame would give us an internal change of character. And you guessed it, probably set up the move down here toward the imbalance, down here in this area. So if we just look at this area down here below this low, basically it's from 4,300 all the way down to about 4,150. So that's about 50% of the wick back here, that 1 hour wick, about 50% of that or so is right around 4,150. So this would be the area down here that would become my target, if we get the close below this low right back here, So specifically, if we put some numbers on this, 46.45 or so, we're going to call it. 46.45, in my opinion, is going to be the level to watch, to where if we get the market taking this out, over the coming days, then this right here would, again, be a change of character, So all it would take is one 1 hour close below here, below this low back here, to give us that change of character, to signal that we are potentially looking at a reversal for gold and at least a short-term top, a near-term top. It does not mean that the market is, macro bearish in the sense that if we were to get that, right, don't be looking at areas like this down here, right? All it means for me, at least, is a move down here toward this area. Okay. So right around, let's call it 4,200, right? In that general region. But that's only if we get that setup that I just showed you, because as of right now, there is no setup. Okay. So this isn't about forecasting, guys. It's literally just about sitting back and waiting to see if we get this right here. Okay. The close below. If we do, then I'm looking at any buy side imbalances up here in this area to get potentially short toward that area. Okay. So just a short-term trade there on gold if we get it. Of course, like I said, this could be a higher low, right? For all we know, because we do have that BOS in play. This change of character that I talked about is not confirmed just yet. So this could be a higher low to the point where we get the market just, moving higher from here. If that's the case, then so be it. For me, for the way that I trade, I would not be interested in that just because I do think right now with this market, again, taking out the low back here, okay, like we talked about, taking out this low, I do think that this looks good for a potential continuation down here. Now from here, okay, this could be a higher low. We could get a change of character down here and see the market rally from there. But I do like this imbalance. You can even see this on the 8-hour time frame. I mean, look at this wick right back here. Okay, look at this long lower wick down here that has yet to be tested. It doesn't mean that it has to be, but a lot of times you do see the market move back toward areas like this, these inefficiencies, to once again facilitate that efficient auction. Okay, and like I said last weekend too, and I stand by this, I still think that this move that we're seeing here from gold, I still think that this entire move up that we've seen is really just, the only purpose this serves right now is to mitigate this imbalance. Okay, once again, an inefficient auction back here, very inefficient auction where sellers just completely took over. And this right now, this move up here, okay, these highs, this is just mitigating the imbalance back here. Okay, I really don't see anything too constructive about this, which is why I'm looking for the change of character below this area down here. But again, waiting for that confirmation is going to be critical. Okay, so as for the EURUSD, let's move on to this one here. And we've talked about this at length. Okay, I've talked about the weekly time frame, how we have a downtrend here. We have a BOS back here in this area. And even on the weekly chart, you can see where the market has been in OTE now for quite a long time. So this area back here, we've got the top of this channel back here, right? The market's in OTE up here. It has been for quite some time. So you combine that with the fact that we also have the euro on the daily time frame, giving us this change of character. Okay, so I've talked about this many, many times, but you can see that up here, no question this was a BOS, no question this was a change of character. Okay, and with this right here, guys, this is the first change of character we've seen since 2024. So this is significant. Now, when you get this, what you're looking for is a retrace, okay? Specifically a retrace into imbalances. Once again, that inefficient auction back here, you can see the market came back up here to facilitate that efficient auction. Furthermore, the way that you identify where you could potentially get a reversal is using your fibs, right? So you can see here, this right here, this red line, this was the 50%. This is premium. This darker green area is OTE or optimal trade entry, where you often get reversals forming. And you can see where the euro did tap into this right here. Okay, so what I was looking for here was, first of all, moving into premium, mitigating this imbalance back here. And I talk about all of this in Discord, which, by the way, if you want to see exactly how I trade SMC, check out the link right here, guys. That is going to be a free SMC course that shows you my exact strategy that I used to trade full time. If you want to join us in Discord for my help with your trading every single day in Discord, and also seeing my trades live, also getting VIP only videos, then beyond this link right here, you can join us in Discord. Okay, so what I was looking for here on the euro is I wanted to see the market come up here, mitigate this area, fill in this gap back here, because notice we had an open gap. This is exactly what I've said here over the past few weeks. I'm not trying to make this into an I told you so kind of video, but once we got this right here, this area back here is what I was watching. Okay, this is exactly what I was watching. And then from here, what I said is I was looking for a 1 hour change of character to potentially get short. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can see back here, we got exactly that. Okay, we had the market putting in this high here. We took this out. We came down. We never took out this low down here. As I said in another video, guys, this was about a 0.2 pip close below this low. That is not enough. You need at least 1 or 2 pips at a minimum. And even that would be incredibly close. So this right here was not a change of character. We didn't get the change of character until over here. Okay, once we had the close below. So notice how we had the BOS over here, making this the protected low. We got the close below, we got the change of character. So I was getting short here, guys, earlier in the week, and I announced this in real time in Discord, as I do with all of my trades. So I was getting short here, earlier this week, and I am in profit right now. Now, one clarification on this too, guys, whenever I announce entries like this or make a video on it, people often, talk about cherry picking the trade. And I want to show you in Discord here, just to kind of, full transparency. This is the short that I put on earlier this week. Okay. So I just put this on the EURUSD. It is in profit. These are the charts I shared at the time showing exactly where I got in and exactly where I'm targeting. Now, here's the thing. Earlier this month, guys, I put on 2 trades to start this month. And both of those trades I got out of for what was essentially a wash. Okay. One was about a -1R, one was about a plus 0.6R, meaning that it was kind of a wash, pretty much break even, right? I have not traded since that time. Now, this isn't normal. Typically, I get at least 7, 8, even 10 or 12 setups in a month. But because of the war that's going on in Iran, I really haven't been trading that much. So this is not cherry picking. This is just the fact that I haven't really traded for the past couple of weeks, right? And sometimes you will have cases like this, especially in times of war, okay? And look, for those of you that have been out there trading aggressively and you've been losing, take this as a bit of advice, right? Call it what you will. That a lot of times during times like this, it's best to just, sit on your hands, do nothing, and wait for those A+ setups. And this, in my opinion, is an A+ setup. On top of that too, guys, what you'll notice is that on the 8-hour time frame, okay, you can see here, look at the symmetry off of this low down here, this low, and then these highs, okay? And before we even got up here, when we were down here in this region, I talked about this area. I talked about 1.18. And that this is what I was looking for a potential short. And that's exactly what we got. So I wasn't about to let this, slip by. Again, I haven't really been trading that much this month. However, at the same time, even though I haven't, as of right now, I do have an open profit on this. Okay, which given all of the uncertainty this month, I will absolutely take, guys. I'm not out there to trade every single day. And if I have to take off for a week or even 2 during times of war like this, during times of uncertainty, I have absolutely no problem doing that. Because if the euro runs to my targets, like I think it could potentially do, that's all I need for this month, okay? So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Now, for the euro in terms of targets, right, let's talk about this here because the pound is also very similar for obvious reasons. Now, what traders tend to do here and what gets them in trouble is they will look at stuff like this here and they'll say, okay, this is what we have from the euro. And we have this 1 hour change of character up here showing a short-term top. Now, what they will do is they will target lows like this or potentially even down here, and they get greedy. So the one thing that we don't know about the euro is that looking at the 4-hour time frame is you can see that we have this change of character. Now, this is a bullish change of character, okay, because we had the market moving lower, giving us a BOS here, right? That made this the external high, and we took this out. So the one thing you have to be careful of is if you are shorting this market right now and you're getting bearish here, targeting lows like this or areas down here like this just blindly and saying, well, I think we're going to do this, right? That, in my opinion, can get you in a lot of trouble because the one thing that could happen here is because of this change of character, if we take our fibs, okay, so from this low down here, so external low to external high. So from this low down here up here to the high, what you can see is that the discount area comes in down here, okay? And OTE comes in down here as well. Now, this is the bottom portion of this imbalance, this displacement that occurred back here. So what we could get from the euro is, yes, we could get the market dropping, giving from this bearish change of character up here on the 1 hour. However, what you've got to be careful of is we could just do this, right? Come down here toward this area, mitigate this region, and then form a higher low, okay? And the last thing you want to do is be short here, targeting these lows or lower, and then miss this right here. So this is why I often take partial profits. Everybody asks, when do you move to break even? Personally, I don't really like moving to break even as much as taking partial profits. It serves the same purpose. So for me, my first target is going to be down here in this region. Okay. So first target down here, just below 116, because if we do get that change of character and the market forms a higher low, I don't want to be round tripping this trade with a short on up here. Okay. And looking at this profit from here down to this area, and then just round trip the thing and sit in the trade and not take that profit. So anyway, guys, looking for a partial profit down here. Of course, we could get the market moving lower, below this area down here toward the lows or even lower. But this right here, this region through here, guys, is going to be one to watch. Okay. So just keep a close eye on like 115, 50 all the way up to about 116, this entire area back here for the euro. Okay, so let's take a look here at GBPUSD, because this is also pretty similar. And I wanted to start out just showing you this here, that this is the discount area below these lows. Okay, so same thing here for the pound, where recently we did get a bullish change of character on the 4-hour time frame. So for months now, we've had this market moving lower, making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, now what you'll notice is that we had the BOS back here, making this the external high. Now we took this out, okay? So what we could be looking at here for the pound is a move down here into this imbalance, below these lows, down here into this pocket. So just like the euro, if you are shorting from up here, in my opinion, it's a mistake to blindly target lows like this or lower, because you still got this area back here, and you also still have that bullish change of character on the 4-hour time frame. Now, with that said though, and the same thing with the euro, is does it make sense to be looking at this area down here and just thinking that we're automatically going to do this, okay? And in my opinion, it doesn't, simply because we know the euro and the pound are mostly positively correlated. And when you take a look at the euro, we still have this bearish change of character on the daily, okay? So the point here is blindly assuming that we're going to do this, okay, and target these lows or lower, or blindly assuming that we're going to do this makes no sense, guys. You have to trade this stuff level by level. You have to trade what is on the chart. What is on the chart right now is this right here and that 1-hour bearish change of character and this imbalance. Okay, so that is all I'm really looking at right now. As far as what we get from here, same thing with the pound. What we get from here, we'll have to wait and see. I am not going to try to forecast this. There is no point in that. No offense to anybody out there, but that's what rookie traders do. It's why traders get themselves in trouble. It is just a matter of trading level by level. So the same thing with the pound here. There's no sense in trying to forecast what we get. All we know so far is that we have this liquidity sweep reversal that I talked about over the weekend. We had the acceptance below. So in my opinion, this does look bearish in the short term, okay? But the only thing that we have here is this potential top, we have this imbalance, and we have this bullish change of character. So again, in terms of targets, guys, areas like 1.33, maybe 1.326, down here in this region, in my opinion, that makes sense if you are short this market. But I think just blindly targeting these lows or lower without paying attention to stuff like this, without paying attention to stuff like this, does not make sense and can get you in a lot of trouble. Okay, so ultimately, short term, I am bearish on the euro and the pound as of right now, given the structures that we're seeing out there. But like I said, I think for the pound, this area down here, this pocket down here, and then for the euro, looking at the 4-hour time frame, this region down here, same thing, right? This imbalance down here is what I'm eyeing as far as a first target. And then for gold, we still don't have that change of character. Okay, so as of right now, this is still an uptrend, and there is absolutely nothing to short here. We would have to have it close below this low down here to open up lower targets, potentially that imbalance down there around 4,300 or lower. But as of right now, this is just a sideways market and technically still an uptrend. Keep it locked in here by subscribing to the channel, and also check out the video right here on the screen where I walk you through my 4 rules for trading fair value gaps. Until next time, trade well out there, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.